Sandy can learn from Stephanie from the hip-hop part of this song. Вона мене колесала, дала мені ритм, напевно, сила волі забрати в мене, бо дала вона, напевно, знала. Simple.
Balakun, a bridge to Ukraine. Join the conversation at balakun.org.
Балакун – міст в Україну. Приєднуйтесь до наших розмов на www.balakun.org.
Please subscribe.
Hello, everyone. Today we're having our special guest, a Ukrainian actor, singer, songwriter, Vladyslove.
Hello. Hello, nice to meet you. My name Vladyslove Domin. Yes, I'm from Ukraine, live in Kyiv, and really I am a big fan of Eurovision. Since 2004, every year, we very like to watch this competition and know about Eurovision very big amount of information.
So you're gonna share this information with us, right?
A little part, I think.
Yeah, we won't have time to talk all day long. So I know that if you started to tell about it, it could take much time. And I guess we want to focus on Ukrainian performers on Eurovision throughout years. So take the floor.
Okay, firstly, I have to say about the history of this competition. The contest was inspired by and based on Italia's national Sanremo Music Festival, held in the Italian Riviera since 1951. And Eurovision has been held annually since 1956, apart from 2020 due to the COVID pandemic, making in the longest running international music competition on television and one of the world's longest running television programs. Amazing, I think. Active members of the European Broadcast Union and invited associated members are eligible to compete. As of 2023, 52 countries have participated at least once. Broadcasters send one original song of 3 minutes duration or less to be performed live by a singer or group of 2 to 6 people aged 16 or older. Each country awards 1 till 8 point, 10 point, and 12 points to their 10 favorite songs. Based on these views of an assembled group of music professionals and the country's viewing public. So on the stage of Eurovision, we can see not only country's singer, but a lot of another musicians in interval acts, such as Madonna, Justin Timberlake, Mika, Rita Ora, and circus show Cirque du Soleil, and first performance of River Dance. I have to say this performance made popular a lot of artists in Europe, including ABBA and Celine Dion, Julio Iglesias, Cliff Richard, who became best-selling music artists after the competition. And also best-selling singles have received their first international performance on Eurovision stage.
So what in general Eurovision is about? Is it about songs and music, or as many people claim that Eurovision is mostly about politics? What do you think?
I think it's about music, it's about songs, about culture of countries that have this competition, gave their performance. But politics maybe it's a very difficult question. What do you think?
I think that politics and music is more or less 50-50 here, because not every year, but most years, I also watched Eurovision, but I usually watch just grand final, the final contest. And I used to watch the points that countries give to one another. And actually, there is such thing as politics here, because neighbor countries give each other some points, or in the times where Russia participated, there was very interesting thing to observe how different countries wanted or disgusted, even Russia in several years wanted trading, political or economical, building a relation with Russia itself. And um, why I'm focusing on it, because sometimes they showed just some bullshit and had very high points from some countries.
But I should be noted that the ratings are given by the viewers themselves. Political situation primarily affected viewers who have already cast their votes.
Yes, Greece has always given rather high marks to Cyprus and vice versa. And regardless the quality of the song, there would be high rates and high marks, high points, to one another, because they are bind.
So, how do European countries vote for Australia?
That's a very interesting question.
Australia always have very great result and become to top 10 of Eurovision songs every year because it's interesting and all European countries support Australia every year.
Right, right. And Australia is rather newbie on Eurovision Song Contest itself. And I guess that many people just fancy Australia, as many people thinking that you walk heads down there. People from the underworld.
Walking upside down, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how they ended up in the competition.
Do you know something about it?
In European Broadcast Union, Morocco, Egypt, Tunis, Kazakhstan, Australia include in this union because a lot of people like to watch European products and media in their countries. That's why all members of this union can be on Eurovision. That's why Israel, yes, it's not a part of Europe, but geographic of this contest become widened, not only Europe. That's why we can see Australia, and every year European Broadcast Union ask Morocco to be on the stage on Eurovision.
Is it to do with who watches this show rather than who is in
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's speak about Ukraine because Ukraine have very great results on Eurovision, and we really enjoyed this competition in Ukraine. There is a national sport to take a lot of singers and make national selection. Because Ukraine has participated in the Eurovision Song Contest 18 times since making a debut in 2003. This is a really great achievement because in Ukraine, in most cases, the participants did not have state funding. The singers paid all the expenses for participating in the competition at their own expense. The national channel that broadcast the Eurovision Song Contest in Ukraine allocated money only for sending a delegation exclusively from the channel. And the full show, preparation, costumes, effect at the expense of sponsors or the singers themselves. and their team. That's why we can talk about France or about Great Britain when country give money for the singer, and there is really another story. But based on this, we see that Ukraine has extremely high result in the competition, and every year presenters have very strong numbers, creative, great songs, and a high level of preparation. Interesting that Ukraine has won the competition 3 times, so becoming the first country in the 21st century and the first Eastern European country to win the contest 3 times. Ruslana with Wild Dances, Jamala with 1944, and Kalush Orchestra with Stefania. But only 2 times Ukraine hosted the competition, in 2005 and 2017. Unfortunately, during the war, Eurovision 2023 took place in Great Britain and Liverpool because Great Britain agreed to help Ukraine in holding our Eurovision.
I watched all of the Ukrainian entries since 2003. Do you want to hear my thoughts?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? It would be great if you share your experience and impression about on our contestants throughout years. As you're not Eurovision fan or Eurovision audience generally, and you're new to it, you have not much or to compare with, so you have a fresh eye, I can say.
And it's interesting, like Ukrainian culture grow up, transformed, yes.
So it started with Hasta La Vista. I didn't really get that. Wild Dances was great, Ruslana's, and she won with that one. That was awesome. Green Jolly, it wasn't that spectacular to me.
That was a disaster, as
Okay.
for me.
Show Me Your Love, Tina Karol. It gave me like Shakira vibes, which I liked. I liked that one. Very energetic. Vorka Sadushka. That was interesting. I liked that one very much.
Yeah, and she's very famous among Eurovision fans, actually. She also took part in many years interludes and different sketches and different videos on Eurovision throughout years. So she became famous that year throughout Europe.
I see. I see. Well, it was unexpected and interesting, and I really liked that one. Shady Lady. I heard about Shady Lady in other contexts recently, so maybe we shouldn't talk about Shady Lady.
We can just give her names and that's it. That she's a traitor. She betrayed our country and she lives in the occupant country and somehow playing dumb around the topic of war. That's it.
Well, so when I saw the name Annie Lorак, I remember thinking, hey, that's who sent all those bombs. And I had to read
Yeah,
about
she
like,
buys a lot of drones, as
yeah, she
Stunenko
buys a lot
says.
of drones for Zdenenko, so I had to check myself on that one. So she turned out to be a shady lady. Okay, and then there was Be My Valentine.
Another semi-traitor. Like she has been working on throughout years of war. She has been working in Russia, singing for Russian audience, and when full-scale invasion started, she pretended to be a very small human that doesn't decide anything, and she doesn't know what's happening and stuff.
So my notes for Annie Lorак song was vapid pop, and my notes for Svetlana Loboda was exactly like the last one. I'm sorry, I'm so hope that's not offensive. Sweet People, Alyosha, I liked. It was quite soulful. She had a really interesting voice and really good vocals.
And the ecological topic also, I could admit that it's very like Michael Jackson's Earth song.
And then we've got Mika Newton Angel. My comment is meh. Gaetano Be My Guest. That was okay. That was okay. That was good. And then Gravity, Zlata Ognovich. It was very catchy. TikTok, Maria, no comment. I feel like that was a series of kind of just very average pop songs. And then 2015, Jamala, 1944. This was beautiful. The song was absolutely wonderful. I actually knew this song apart from Eurovision. I knew this song and really liked it. Time. I mean, it was different from everything else that had happened before. Under the Ladder, Melvin, sort of like a pop version of the one before. Okay, this is where I need an explanation. Siren Song Maruv withdrew.
She had concerts at Russia, and we were at war with Russia at that time already. She performed in Russia. She made profit in the country that had a hybrid war against us at that time.
Go A, Sylvie. That was lovely. I really like Go A. The song that I love most of all from her is not either of these, but I love all of them.
Yeah, and Soloway didn't actually took part in Eurovision, that song, because it was they were the winners, but Eurovision was cancelled that year.
My comment for that one was love, 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 love. Shum, love, 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 even more. Stephanie, that's the one everybody in the world heard that. Even people who've never heard of Eurovision heard that song.
It became viral.
And then we have Torchkey, Heart of Steel. It was very smooth. Very smooth. I liked this one.
I would like to return to the structure of the competition itself and say about the Big Five. All participant countries compete in one or the two semifinals, except for the host country of that year's contest and the contest biggest financial contributors known as the Big Five: France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and the United Kingdom. And interesting that Ukraine is only country outside of the Big Five to have qualified it for the final of every contest they have competed in, and has been placed outside the top 10 only 6 times. You remember all the participants, and Verka Serduchka and Annie Lorak both finishing second, Zlata Ognjevich third, Mika Newton fourth, and Go Away fifth in 2021. In addition to it wins. The only countries with more top 5 results in the 21st century are Sweden 13 times and Russia 10 times. Because Eurovision really support Russia, and I don't understand why.
You know, remember when we talked to Maxim and we talked about imperialism as they spread their word all around the world. And Eurovision was one of the ways they did it. It was very political for them. And not only their participants who who performed there and who had that influence on Eurovision fans. A lot of countries actually used help of some Russian producers and directors and songwriters. For example, Moldova did. Bulgaria did, Belarus, obviously, and I guess some countries that were occupied some time ago, like Armenia or Azerbaijan, during the Soviet era, um, did also use help of Russia to participate in Eurovision, and everything had changed so far, and that's good.
It is very interesting that at the opening of Eurovision in Moscow, the audience saw a military choir and inflatable tank on the stage. It's not about music, it's about power and politics, I think. I saw this when I was 10 years old. It was 2004. My grandmother sitting on the kitchen and watched Eurovision, asked me, Vladi, come on, go here. Ruslana will win the contest. That was my first time when I saw Eurovision, and really, I think the best song is Wild Dances. That's why Ruslana performance at Eurovision 2004. I think it was very strong and unexpected this level because nobody know about Ukraine, who is it, what music they like. And her song was written with folk motifs and used melodica from folk Ukrainian songs. The show used authentic folk instruments such as the trombita, and the clothes were based on the costumes of the Carpathian people. The song called Wild Dances, which was really reflected on the stage with fire, dancing, and strong sound. And in the future, Ruslana's team was repeatedly invited by other countries to stage their performances on the Eurovision Song Contest. Not only Philipp Kirkorov can do this.
Do people do better in the contest if they sing in English, or is it better if they use their native languages?
I think in English song will can be more popular in the world but really interesting to hear melodica of native languages when Ukraine sing in Ukrainian, I don't know, Slovenia on Slovenian, and France in French. It's very interesting, and it's another. Yes, it is in the native language. It's another vibe, like a spirit, like magic. I think uh, it can be on a native language, I think.
Yeah, and actually not songs in English, but songs in native language also won Eurovision, as everyone who knows Eurovision or watched Eurovision knows Molitva by the Serbian performer. And I think that song became very, very popular in Ukraine. It is 'cause, some time ago. One could heard it on the radio.
And a lot of people walking in Kyiv singing Молитва, каваджарна мусна має. No, but it's not Ukrainian language.
Jamala's song was mostly in English.
Mostly in English, but there is first time when Crimean Tatar language sound on the Eurovision Song Contest in Jamala song, and she take Crimean national, not national, but very native instrument, duduk, in this song. So Jamala made her first professional recording at the age of 9, and she was very talented singer. She has graduated from the National Music Academy, named after Tchaikovsky in Kyiv, majoring in opera singing. But she can sing soul, jazz, funk, folk, and electronic music. And her song was, I think, one of the most professional on the stage of Eurovision.
Verka Serduchka also didn't sing in English and did very well.
She sang in several languages. It was English, it was German, it was Mongolian, or it was really Russian. Yeah, many people say that she sang it in Russian, in English actually. Yeah, it's not in Russian, it's in English. Russia Goodbye, but she said that it was in Mongolian Russia Tumbai. And that's mystery that will never be solved.
But I really prefer Italian, Spanish, French songs, and not only English.
As in 2021, when Måneskin won, everyone they became popular in the first place that year throughout Europe and in other countries, I guess. And even one can remember that Angelina Jolie's daughter sang that song on the concert of Måneskin, and that was no problem. That Italian language, not English, sounded on Eurovision stage, and everyone just Google the translation. That's it.
And we have to say that Eurovision is a platform for powerful statement, like a Jamala song 1944, because the lyrics tell us about deportation of Crimean Tatars in the 1940s by the Soviet Union at the hands of Joseph Stalin on the pretext of their alleged collaboration with the Nazis. And Jamala was particularly inspired by the story of her great grandmother Nazil Khan, who was in her mid-20s when she and her 5 children were deported to the Central Asia, and one daughter did not survive in this journey. Jamala's great grandfather was fighting in the World War II in the Red Army at this time, and so he could not protect his family. The song was also released amid renewed repression of Crimean Tatar following the Russian annexation of Crimea. Since most Crimean Tatars refused to accept the annexation. Okay, and about Stefania, about this song that you really like. This song described as an alternative hip hop and folk song. It is the third song sung entirely in Ukrainian to represent Ukraine at Eurovision. No, the third song in Ukrainian language on Eurovision. The song won the contest with 631 points, becoming the first rap song and the first song in Ukrainian language to win. Stefania charted in 22 music markets, topping the chart in Ukraine and Lithuania, while also reaching the top 10 within Finland, Croatia, Iceland, Hungary, and Sweden. In 2022, The Independent ranked Stefania as 15th best Eurovision winners. And in 2023, The Guardian ranked the song as 24th best Eurovision winners. And all over the world, we can hear this Stefania, mama, mama, Stefania. Okay, and what about this year? Alona and Jerry Hale will represent Ukraine this year, and there is a collaboration between two of the country's most successful artists. Alona is the most popular female rapper in Ukraine and a co-founder of the local major label that Eurovision Song Contest 2022 winners Kalush Orchestra are signed with. And just 4 years after starting her video blog, Jerry Hale has become an incredibly popular artist with her videos receiving tens of millions of views. Teresa and Maria was writing to remind people that everyone is capable of achieving great heights, and that's all the divas were born as a human beings. Yes, something like that.
Yeah, in other senses. And actually, there are a lot of fights around this song among Ukrainians. Many who just objected that this song would perform Ukraine on Eurovision Song Contest. Many people say that it's not of a very high quality. There are a lot of opinions here, but regardless whether I like this song or not, I will support Ukraine on Eurovision, and that's us. That's out there. That's another way to let you know about ourselves and remind that we are still here.
You said this was the most feminist song. Can you explain?
The rap part that Alona reads there, she said about the hard pressure on a girl growing up and a woman growing up, that there is a pressure from all the sides that she has to be shaped, she has to be groomed. So be as people say you have to be, not being yourself.
What's your favorite song ever?
Vit.
I don't know. Let me check my playlist.
Okay, my favorite song all over the performances is Euphoria, Loreen. I think Sweden in 2012, maybe, I think. There is the best song and the really great hit in the world. And I love Loreen. She very professional and very creative singer. That's why there is my favorite song. Maybe 2 years ago, it was on my ringtone for a lot of years on my ringtone.
I looked through different songs on my playlist that were born on Eurovision, and I cannot come up with one. There are too many.
Okay, there are several names you can explain.
It's like naming your favorite color. You say you have one, but then you have another one and another one, and I can name Jamala. I can name Rybak, his fairy tale.
I'm in love with a fairy tale, even though we go. Something like that.
It's very vibey and catchy. And it can be an eye worm, actually. It was Heroes by Monzemelov.
Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sweden win with this song. Yeah, I think there is three very powerful countries on Eurovision: Sweden, United Kingdom, and Ukraine, with high-level performances.
Countries like Sweden, Iceland, and I guess it's Netherlands that start to get ready for the next Eurovision the day after the current Eurovision stops. Yeah, they just there are a lot of fans of Eurovision, and the year when Eurovision wasn't possible because of COVID, there was actually a film called Eurovision. Something I don't really remember the name of it, and it's really was talking about that they prepare the next day to the new Eurovision. Yeah, it was told in that film.
Can you tell me about your opinions of the contestants this year?
I think this year is very strong songs, a lot of interesting performances, and I really like maybe 10 participants of this year. I don't know who will win, but the contest is really interesting, and I will see first semifinal, second semifinal, and then final.
I haven't picked my favorite, but I have seen. I haven't seen all of them, just several. I think Spain is rather good. England also. Bookmarkers say that it's Croatia this year, but I really can't find anything special about it. And I will finger cross for Ukraine, obviously.
Okay, happy end. Do, do, do.